Pokémon, the series that looked at a cricket and said, please, we could do worse than that. Pokémon is a series that is adored around the globe. I mean, there's nothing better than sitting back playing a main series Pokémon game and feeling like you're on an adventure to catch all 898 Pokémon? Oh my gosh, being champion of a whole region is an easier goal? Yes, nothing beats a good Pokémon game, but hear me out. What if it was a little bit different? Let me explain, damn it! Look, I appreciate the Pokemon games, including the more recent entries, even if one of them is a literal copy and paste of the previous version, another is a revisit to a region I never want to hear from again, yet expect to see in Let's Go Johto, and another has trees that look like this. I mean, I understand the complaints, but personally, I like my trees extra blurry. But what if there was a game that changes the way we look at the main series today? Well, in a Pokemon Presents of 2021, we got the announcement of not one, but two brand new mainline Pokemon games. One of them was the Sinnoh remakes we have all been waiting for, and oh gosh, let's not talk about this today. But the other was something quite ambitious with the announcement of a new game called Pokemon Legends Arceus, which not only added action to the game's genre, but also changed the entire way we explore the Pokemon world. So let's have a look at Legends Arceus, not only to see what this game has in store, but also determine if these are welcome changes that Game Freak should continue building from. So Pokemon Legends Arceus is a game based on the Sinnoh region of old, previously called the Hisui region. That's right, this is the first main series Pokemon game to take us on a full adventure in the past. But it all begins as it usually does with... You're not the professor. It seems I must have casually been hit by a truck last night because the voice of a literal god is asking if I'm ready to enter a new world. Anyways, we wake up on a random beach to the sight of three familiar Pokemon and the real professor! This is Professor Leventon, and basically he saw us fall from the sky and wanted to make sure we were all right. Fortunately, we were granted the title Not Dead, but it seems that we have no recollection of our memory, nor do we know where we are. All we know is our name, the existence of Pokemon, and I strongly believe I left the stove running somewhere. Anyways, out of sheer boredom of my story, the three Pokemon disappeared and the professor asks us to help him find them. Well, let's not waste any time then. What was I doing again? Right, the Pokemon. So we help the professor try to get his Pokemon back, and he wants us to do this by catching them with the latest global technology, a Pokeball. I swear I've seen this on Amazon. Seems like a simple task though, but it's quite different in these games, and we'll tackle that a little later, so let's just pretend that everyone knows exactly what I'm talking about, okay? Okay, so we catch the three Pokemon being Oshawott, Rowlet, and Cyndaquil. We give them to the professor, who is impressed with our Pokemon catching skills that he would like to offer us the opportunity to help learn about every Pokemon in the Hisui region in exchange for a place to live and eat at the nearby village. I mean, sounds like a great deal and good timing too. It looks like a storm's coming in. So we arrive at the local village of Jubilife, where we are introduced to Silene, the captain of the Galaxy Team Survey Corps, who will allow us to stay as long as we wait. Among Us? It's an old joke, give it a break. Silene will allow us to stay so long as we are able to use our catching skills to help the Survey Corps, and we must be put to the test in the morning, where if we fail, we will literally be left stranded and die. That's literally what she said. This is a Pokemon game, right? Well, there's only one thing left to do. Eat a ton of food. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention Ray is a character in this game, but he's very boring. The next day. I don't even sleep. Why was there so much lightning last night? Well, just gotta shake it off, because it's examination time with Silene giving us the task of catching a Bidoof, a Starly, and a Shinx. However, we won't be going alone, as the professor offers us one of the three Pokemon we helped him catch yesterday, and I chose Oshawott because it was the more familiar choice for me, but if I had known a certain something about the starters, I feel the decision would have been a bit tougher, but I still love the Oshawott line. Anyways, now with our Pokemon ready to go, it's time to head to the gate and begin our Pokemon battle against a random merchant. Wait a second, who's playing the piano? Well, that was a quick battle, and at last we're able to enter the first area in the region where we will hunt for the three Pokemon we were requested to find. Ray guides us through the area, showing us how to approach Pokemon carefully and how to get certain items found both on the ground and on the trees. In other words, I ignore him because I don't need instructions. I easily catch the three Pokemon and show them to Silene, who allows us to survive for another day as a member of the Galaxy Team Survey Corps. We are given our uniform and told to present ourselves to the top commander, Kamado, who... I think I'm good. I said I'm good! I wasn't even near you! I just wanted to go home and cry in my bed. Oh gosh, okay. Well, anyway, Commander Kamado... wait a second. Portent? Who? I've never heard anyone use the word portent before. Oh, also among. Anyways, Commander Kamado wishes us the best as we are now part of the Galaxy team ready to research all the Pokemon in the Hisui region as well as complete the tasks and missions along the way. So this game is an action turn-based RPG, which is still pretty strange to say. It still feels like you're playing a Pokemon game, but there are quite a few changes in comparison to literally every title in the main series. For starters, the game does not consist of routes guiding you to the next location, but takes a more open approach, similar to Monster Hunter, where there are big areas to explore, and each area is different from one another, not only in terms of the weather or the environment, but also in terms of Pokemon you will find. And there are many Pokemon to be caught, but hold your horses because catching Pokemon in these games isn't just about getting the wild Pokemon's HP low and pressing a button to throw a Pokeball at them. Your character needs to physically move around, aim, and throw a Pokeball towards a Pokemon in order to catch them, which isn't necessarily that difficult to get down. However, approaching the Pokemon properly is key, as some of them might get scared and run away, while others might become aggressive if they see you. If they start charging at you, there is only one thing left to do. Well, now that I think about it, there's actually two approaches because you literally could just run away, but that's not fun. What is fun is starting a battle. For the most part, Pokemon battles are still the same turn-based combat as before, where you use your turn to either choose an attack to use on the opponent or just use any battle items you may have. However, in these games, the stats of your Pokemon can actually determine how many actions your Pokemon can take, which means it is possible to attack multiple times in a row, which can lead to some pretty neat tactics in battle. And it only gets more interesting with the addition of two new mechanics being Agile Style and Strong Style. When choosing an attack to use, you are offered the option to choose either one, and basically if you choose Agile Style, your Pokemon will get a boost in speed, possibly giving you a chance to have an extra action at the cost of the attack not being as powerful as it normally is. And for Strong Style, it's the opposite, where your attack's power or effect will get a boost at the cost of your Pokemon's speed getting lowered, offering the risk of your opponent getting an extra action. It's also important to note that choosing to go either Agile or Strong Style will also come at the cost of 2 power points being used for that move rather than 1. In terms of these features alone, I have to say, thank goodness things have actually changed. Nothing against how Pokemon games usually are with battles and catching Pokemon, but it's just so refreshing to see some new methods and mechanics that are different from what we usually expect. Like, I don't personally like Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, but I have to admit, seeing how they changed up the catching mechanics in those games was actually really nice and provided a bit more enjoyment to the games overall. And that's exactly how I felt here. They made it feel different, but also enjoyable. I want to be clear, that was not an okay from me to make another Let's Go game. Now I know what you're all waiting for. You actually want me to talk about the regional areas themselves, the Grand Hisui region. So get your hashtag cancel messages ready in the comments. Again, the region is divided into large areas that you can explore freely, and honestly, this is a dream come true for me. I remember from back in the early days of me playing Pokemon Pearl and especially HeartGold that I loved the Safari Zone because of the fact that you can freely move around and discover different Pokemon in the different areas. And in HeartGold's case, the area itself changed when you entered a different section, which was so cool to me. And now that is literally what Legends Arceus is, a whole game where you can explore freely, seeing the different parts of the region and even seeing different Pokemon interacting in different ways to their environment. It's absolutely incredible. Yeah, there are some issues because this is another 3D game created by Game Freak, so it's kind of expected. For one thing, when you get a certain distance from a Pokemon, they start doing this. And another is that battles in water, I have to admit, look absolutely disgusting at times. I'm sure IGN blew a fuse when they saw the sight of the water itself. But honestly, it doesn't take away from the overall enjoyment I had with this game, which is my usual take on any game. I don't personally care if it looks mediocre, so long as I had an enjoyable time, that really is all that matters to me. Going around catching all the Pokemon was actually fun for once, except when I tried to get Hippowdon. Oh my goodness, how did you see me from there? And it's even worse when it's the hippopotamus, because they don't even put up a fight. They literally just run to the parent and then tell them of my existence. But aside from that, I really do like the overworld a lot. Just exploring these areas is probably the best part of the games. Seeing the different sceneries was wonderful, whether it was scaling the snowy mountains or exploring the depths of a cave. And there was quite a bit to do aside from just catching Pokemon in the area, as people from Jubilife will leave requests that you could complete for them. And these requests can vary from bringing in Pokemon that they might be interested in seeing to getting them items obtained either in the wild or through crafting. Yes, you heard right, there is indeed crafting in this game. When out in the wild, you will find different materials all around, and those materials can then be used in a crafting recipe to make an item that is actually worth using. I honestly like the whole crafting mechanic, mainly for the fact that it's not hard to understand and it has saved me a lot of money. Like, why would I spend cash on buying potions and helping local small businesses when I could just make my own and spend the money on a guy who recently bought 4 mansions just showing people how to add an extra spot in their inventory? But as you can see, this game just has a lot to it that just all blend together to make one fantastic game. And of course, we can't forget about the rest of the main story, which I won't go into spoiler territory, but I will say, for a Pokemon game, it's actually pretty good. Pokemon in general is not known for their strong storytelling. As a matter of fact, the only games that actually surprised me with a good story were the Gen 5 games and the original Pokémon Sun and Moon. But I think we can also add this game to the list because it definitely provides a solid story, answering some questions that we previously had about the Sinnoh region, as well as introducing characters that I really liked, as well as some that I absolutely hate. Now, of course, it's no groundbreaking JRPG story. I mean, come on, there's no ongoing war happening in the game. We were close though. But when you look at Legends Arceus as a whole, it's a solid game. It gives us something different than we're used to. I mean, this is actually a game that takes place in the old days of a region we've traveled through before. I mean, that's already piqued my interest. And beyond that, it's unique in terms of the gameplay. It's provided us with an actually intriguing story. It has decent visuals, and even the music is top tier as always. I mean, you can't tell me that you didn't feel a bit of sentiment when a few minutes at this place you started hearing the Eterna Forest theme song play. Legends Arceus is a step in the right direction for the series, and it feels like a game that will satisfy almost any Pokemon fan, both new and old. And I was originally going to talk about how they should continue going down this path, and literally days after they reveal the next main series titles will be incorporating some of what they've learned from Legends, which is amazing. And to be honest, I'd be lying if I said that Legends Arceus didn't give me a bit of hope for the Pokemon series. There are still many issues that I have with the modern Pokemon titles, but maybe this could be the start of something big and different for the series, and at this moment, I'm kind of looking forward to seeing where the series goes from here. Now, on to real business. I already know there are people who for some reason are upset at the fact that I keep saying Arceus and not Arceus. And to those specific people, I just want to say,